Hello. Let's continue with the second program. In this program, we'll develop a simple greeting program. Like it should read the name, your name, and then it should print hello. For example, when I say my name is Guru, it should say hello Guru. Yeah, so that's what it's supposed to do it. Yeah. Now here we will learn few additional stuff. So one thing is I wanted to add a comment. Yeah, so I can say this is a C program to greet user. Yeah, so I put two double slash and then put whatever English you want. So what it means is compiler will simply ignore. I mean, you can put comments about your program here. Okay, this is one way, and there is another way. You can put slash and then close slash, something like this. So now you have multi-line comment. So you can say this is a multi-line comment. I can have one more comment. This is also commented. Yeah, something like this. So this is a single slash slash is basically double slash, what we call it as. This is essentially a single line comment, whereas this is multiple line, any number of lines you can have. Yeah, but it should start with this, it should end with this. Yeah, and anything after this, for example, even if you have a few other stars after this and few other before this, yeah, everything is considered commented. So far it should be at least one closing and one starting. Yeah, so this is how your program can be commented. Now let's start with the regular program. So every program, most of the time in your C programming world, you will use printf and scanf. So if you're using print scan, which is essentially, scan is nothing but reading something from keyboard, some data, and print is something to show it to the end user. Yeah, so if you're using it, obviously that you will be using stdio.h. So that you have to include, and you can see here your comments are in a different color. It indicates it's a comment. Yeah, suppose if you make a mistake and instead of double slash, if you use this, a compiler try to read it because it is not a comment. Now it will start giving weird errors saying I don't understand what you're typing here. Yeah, so it is, that's why the comment, single line comment should be like this. You can of course have multiple line comments. For every single line you have to put this single line comment, or you can use it this way. Yeah, now every C program will have one main function, one and only one main function. Yeah, and main function will have, or every function in C will have name of the function and then immediately open and close brackets. Of course there will be few other stuff that will come, but we will explain it later. So right now main function syntax is what we call it as grammar. How to write a main function is something like this, and it should start with open curly brace and it should end with open curly brace. Yeah, then we have return 0, which is basically the last statement in your main, and here all your code goes. Yeah, that's how you should remember. So this is kind of like a basic skeleton of your C program. Yeah, and depending upon situation you may have few other libraries included. You have a lot of code here in between. Yeah, but this is how most of your C program will look like. Now um, I have to, I mean, this program is meant for reading my name. Like I need some space to hold my name, whatever I enter. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, for example, is um, let me show you. First of all, I will ask user print um, printf. I will ask user enter your name, something like this. Yeah. And remember, printf is a function, a ready-made function. Yeah. Sorry. So that will actually print whatever you have given in this double quote. This is double quote, remember. Yeah, so whatever you have given in this double quote, it will simply print it as it is. So what we are saying here, enter your name. Yeah, now I am putting a small colon here indicating that this is whole thing it will print, and it will also print one space. Okay, after that it will start waiting for me to enter the input. That's my name. Yeah. Now I have to have some statement here to read my name. Yeah. So whatever I enter on the console. Yeah. So whatever the user given data. So to hold that name, whatever we enter, so we need something called variable in a program. So variable at this at this stage, you can simply imagine is like a name of the container where you put stuff. For example, in your kitchen, if you put um, like a containers, right? Various containers. I may have a container with rice, and then that container I will call it as rice container. Yeah, like like that. Okay, how you store your physical stuff in containers in computer science or in computers world. Yeah, we store the data in something called variable. It's a name of the memory location where the data is stored. Yeah, now how to declare those variable, everything we'll see in the theory, but right now I will use one variable called name. Yeah, where I'm going to actually store my name, whatever user is going to give. Now, so for this in C, we have a keyword called char. Char stands for character. Yeah. So what we are trying to say is whatever the data that I'm going to store in a variable called name. This is the name of the variable. Variable called name. Yeah, is of character type. And how many characters maximum? Let's say 100 characters maximum is what I'm going to store. So that means it's essentially like you can imagine you are going to have one container in your kitchen called name. That container name is name. Yeah, of course you can call it as XYZ, anything you want, but most of the time in C programming or any other programming, you have to use some meaningful variable name. Yeah, but again, remember, C is a case sensitive language. If you are written this name like this with all lowercase, yeah, it should be like that only. Don't write it this way like uppercase and everything. This is acceptable, but then when you're using in your program, you should make sure that you're using it this way. So normally in C program or any other language, we'll use certain standard, right? Like in English, your sentence should start with an uppercase, right? Like that. Here we use some standards, and standard says your variable name should be all lowercase like this, yeah, and it should not start with some numbers like this, one name, two name. No, it should not be like that. Yeah, it should be like this. So what we are trying to say here is basically I'm saying I need one container to hold up to 100 characters. Okay, like for example, if I'm saying I need a container which should hold 10 kilos of rice. Yeah. Now in that 10 kilos of rice, I can store 1 kilo, half kilo, 5 kilo, up to 10 kilo, right? Yeah. So here I'm saying I wanted to have a container, and that container should be called as name, and it should be able to hold 100 characters. Yeah, so that's what char is a keyword or any word which is predefined meaning in C programming is called keyword. So the moment I have written char, right, so now you can see it has with a different color. Similarly here int is with a different color. Yeah, so what it means is compiler knows what I mean by int, what I mean by char. So instead of char, if I write like this, now you can simply see the color has changed. What it means is now it has become a normal word, not a keyword, not an important word. Yeah, it has become a normal word. So if I write like this, it has become a keyword. So compiler knows what is this word. So now I'm saying char name 100. Yeah, that means I am declaring a variable called name, which is of type character, and how much or how many characters it can hold? 100 characters. Okay, now I have reserved a space. Now what I will do is I will ask user to enter my name, right? So that's what I'm doing it here in printf. Yeah, now I have to read whatever user has entered into my program, right? So for that we use something called scanf function. Yeah, scanf takes slightly a pattern, a syntax. You need to remember this, and over the time when you start using program and when you start practicing, right, you will automatically start getting it. Yeah, scanf takes data. Scanf is meant for reading the data. how many or how much data I'm reading here? I'm reading one name, basically one name. Yeah. So for that we use something called percentage S. Yeah. S stands for string, and why we use this percentage S, I will explain it in a separate video. But remember, if you are reading name which is of type character, which is up to 100 maximum characters allowed. So this is normally in C programming or in any other programming languages called string. Yeah, string is number of characters, more than one character is a string. Yeah, so by percentages, I am saying that I wanted to read a string. Yeah, now I'm saying I wanted to read a string, but then after reading it, I wanted to store it in something called my container. Yeah, it is something like I wanted to read, or I will go to market and purchase 5 kilo of rice, but then that 5 kilo of rice I wanted to put it in my rice container. Yeah, so like this is called scanf percentage yes name. Yeah, now what this is going to do, this is going to actually read whatever user has entered into a variable called name. After this, my variable will have the whatever the name user has entered. Okay, now I will greet the user. Yeah, printf, I will say hello. Now I have to print that name, right? So for that I will use percentage yes close. So what it means is hello is a standard characters as it is printed. Now in case of percentages, yeah, these are special formats. So whenever I say percentages, it will start looking for a variable name next to it. Okay, so what it will do is it will simply print hello and then replace this percentage s with content of name. So if you can imagine, like replace that plate with whatever the content of the box. Yeah. So the box name is name. Yeah. Now content of box is what? Actual name entered by the user, because through this whatever actual name you entered by user is placed in that box. Yeah. Now I am going to actually print hello, and instead of percentages it will take the value here and print it. That's it. Yeah. So this is my program. So what I have done here is I wanted actually a program to greet user, but then to greet user I need to read username. So that's why I'm saying enter your name. Okay, so that user should know he has to enter the name. Yeah. Now once he enters the name, I need some box to hold it, some variable to hold his name. Yeah. That's why I'm declaring the variable. So what is the variable name here? Or the name of variable is name itself. Yeah. Of course, you can call it as name1 or name123. Anything is fine, but more meaningful thing is name. Yeah. And how much maximum length it can accommodate? 100 characters. Yeah, and this is square bracket. Remember, this is square bracket. This is something called array. We will discuss it later, but then this is how it is going to be declared. And every statement should end with a semicolon. So here you can see after printf I have semicolon, after scanf I have semicolon, after printf I have semicolon, after return I have semicolon. There is no semicolon here after this. Yeah. So I'm just printing enter your name. Then I'm expecting user to enter the name. So using scanf, I'm reading that name into my box called name. And then I'm simply printing printf hello and whatever the content of this name is. Okay. Now let's see. Let's save this. Yeah. And I'll call this as greet.c. All C file name should be .c. Yeah. Now this is called greet.c. Now I will go to my console and see. Okay, I have greet.c. Okay. Now I have to compile this. To compile, I have gcc greet.c. If I do it just like this, then what happens is it will create, it will compile, and once everything is good, there are no errors in this program, it will create an executable file called a.out. Yeah. So now I did it. Now it is saying there's a problem, declaration of function printf is wrongly spelled here. Okay, let's fix this. This is printf. Yeah, saved it again, save it again. So now this is compiled. Now if I see, I have a.out, right? So now I'm going to execute that data out. So it is asking now enter the name. Now you can see here it has executed this statement. Yeah. Now it is executing this statement, but since it is an IO operation, that means it has to read the input. So that's why it is waiting. Now I'm going to give my name Guru. Yeah, and press enter. Now after this, it has actually executed the next line, and you can see here it has printed hello as it is. Okay, and then it has replaced that percentage s with whatever the name I have entered. Yeah. Now to make it more clear, I will simply put one more new line. So new line is a special character, slash n is a special character. There is no space here. It is not uppercase n. Slash n is a special character. So you can see the difference here. Once if I do, I have to compile again. Anytime you change a source file, you have to compile again. Yeah. Now run it. I'm saying Guru. Now you can see earlier after printing this, the console, I mean after printing whatever printf statement, program has ended. That's why immediately my next console output is coming here. Okay. Whereas new line has pushed it to next line. So this is more better way of. Okay. Now I can run this program any number of times. I can give, for example, Raj. Okay, hello Raj. So Adi. Okay. So this is how we can actually compile it. Yeah. Now, um, for example, if you make a mistake, for example, if this is not there, yeah. Now you can see what happens. I'm going to compile this program. Okay. Now you can see you cannot use format percentage s because it is just one character. One character is not string. Yeah. For one character, we have to use percentage c. That's a different thing. Yeah. Right now, we need not worry about it. Remember, this should be 100 with this one. Yeah. So practice this. So this should give you a fair idea about how to use string. Yeah. But now this is the only program we're going to use string, and we will come back to string slightly later. But now going forward, we will practice another 3, 4, 5, 6 programs based on numbers. Yeah. Thank you.